Hello everybody, it's Cindy here, and today on our creative journey we are going to make this cute little one-page wonder folio. So you open it up and it has a place for tags here, and it has tags here. Okay, I've inserted some paper here so you actually have a place to journal here. Has a few tags in here. Okay, has tags here, tags here. So it'd be a cute little place thing to put in your purse. All right, so let's get started. For you to make this, you're going to need a 12 by 12 paper or cardstock. This one's double-sided. I found this at an estate sale. I'm trying to think of the name. I can't remember the name, but I got it. I got it home and I'm like, what am I going to do with all this? So I'm trying to put it to good work or good use. You're going to need your score pad, okay? You're going to need scissors or a paper trimmer. You're going to need glue and a corner rounder, okay? So I have my trusty little template here. All right, so to start with, if you're going to look at your paper and you're going to decide, do I want this on the front or this on the front? Okay, I think I want my outside to be this lighter color, and I want this blue to be on the inside. Now, directionally, I think it can go almost any way, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to put it down in my scoreboard here, and I'm going to get my scoring tool. And the first thing I'm going to do is, like I said, I put it so that the cover is face up. All right, and then I'm going to score at 4 inches. All right. You could do this with single-sided paper also. You just would have to cover the inside, and I probably will do that eventually, or cover both sides of it, because y'all know I hoarded paper for over 20 years. So, all right, so that was my 4-inch mark, and then I'm going to come over here, and I am going to score on my 8-inch. So that makes each of your little folds 4 inches. So there's my 8-inch score, just like that. Okay, and then I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to turn it one turn, and I'm going to score it at 6 inches. Okay, just like that. It's Melissa Francis paper. I knew it would come to me. You know how that goes. The older you get, the more your brain decides that it's going to ditz out on you. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go like this so I can kind of see my score lines, the folds. Later on, I'll use my bone folder and I'll really score it well. All right, so I've done it that way, and then I'm going to do it this way along those score lines. And this is just so that I can see it when I'm going to cut it, all right? Just like that. And then what you're going to do is you're going to have your 6-inch score line running horizontal, and you're going to take your scissors and you're going to go to your 8-inch mark here. You know what? So y'all can see it better. I don't know if this will help or not. I'm looking for my ruler and it's run off on me. Y'all know how that goes. Okay, so I'm going to just like mark it here. I don't know if y'all can see that. I need to find my lights. So basically what I'm doing is I'm drawing along that score line there. Not a great one. And along this one here. So I can kind of keep a straight line when I cut. All right. So you're going to take this up like this to that 6-inch line right there. You're going to turn it, and on the 6-inch line, you are going to cut along that score mark all the way up to the 8-inch one. All right, and we're going to use this, so don't get rid of it. All right, so we now have this like this. All right, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it over like this. Okay, this piece is going to come up here. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this corner here and fold it like that. And then I'm going to cut this off. And I'm going to use this little triangle that I've cut off. So I'm going to put it to the side. Okay. Just like that. And it gets actually folded backwards. No, it gets folded this way. I'm telling you stories. And this one, we're going to take it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my scoreboard again, and I'm going to score this far side at 11, just so I have a straight line to cut on. Okay. And I'm going to cut that piece. Actually, I'm not cutting it off. I am going to fold it backwards like this, so that makes a pocket there, okay? So now that we have this little pocket and I have this little pocket, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece that I cut off, and I'm going to end up putting it right here. So you're going to have a pocket here and a pocket here. And I'm going to take my glue, and you can, I'm not decorating this one for y'all right now, but you could glue lace on the inside of this, lace on the inside of that, some kind of trim or something. So keep that in mind when you're creating yours, that you can decorate it before you glue everything down. Okay, so I have my pocket here, and I put glue on just 2 of the sides. All right, I'm going to hold it down. All right, and I'm going to also create this pocket here. I'm just gluing it down just like that. All right, I'm going to hold it a little while. I can feel that the glue squished out down here, so I'm going to use my trusty little glue rag there, just like that. And then I'm going to get some of my pan pastel, because it's sticky, just like that, so that it doesn't end up sticking to stuff. I have it on my fingers. All right, then I'm going to set this aside. Now I'm back to using this one, okay? And at this point we have our, is that 3 or 4 inches? I can't remember. That's 4 inches. All right, so we have our score line here at 4 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take if I put my score line in the middle of my cutter here, that would be at 4 inches. So I'm going to move it over to 3 3/4. All right. And I'm going to cut it there, so that way this piece has that small, do you see that? Right there. All right. And then I have this small one, and what I'm going to do with the smaller one is I'm going to take off an inch. All right, and that, just a second, I'll show you what those two pieces are going to turn into. So I took off my inch. I have my 4 1/4 piece here, and then this one is 2 3/4, and I'm going to cut it to 4 inches on this side. All right, and then I have this little bitty piece. I told you we were going to use every single scrap of that 4x4. All right, so how I'm doing this is the one that I made originally has 2 flaps here. And I'm thinking I don't want to do it like that this time. If you want to do it like that, you cut this straight in half so you have a 3 inch and a 3 inch. All right, I'm not going to do that this time, but I am, hold on a second, figure out how I want to do this. Like that. Yes. I am going to score this at an inch again. So I still have my inch and my 2 smaller pieces. So on the opposite side of your score line there, you're going to score it an inch from the edge. And hopefully here, I'll move this over. An inch from the edge. Just like that. Okay. And you're going to fold that back on itself. Just like that. You're going to, you just created another little pocket or tuck spot. You're going to glue both sides. Press that down. All right. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here and I'm going to put a little glue. Actually, let's make sure I'm running it the right way. Yeah, that'll work. I'm going to put glue here. Sorry, I'm trying not to work off camera. All right, and I'm going to butt that up right on there. Okay, make sure that I have my bend correct. And when I folded this, guys, did you see what I did? I ended up making the blue my outside, which is fine. I like blue. All right. So I have that. And then now that that's adhered, I'm going to take my glue again right here, and I'm going to put a fine bead along here. Just like that. Okay. So I have a pocket here. And then I have this pocket that I can put in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scoreboard and I'm going to score a quarter, a quarter, and a quarter to make my pocket. All right. So here we go. It's 4. So that right there is going to be a quarter. And this right here is going to be a quarter. And then I'm turning it And right here is going to be a quarter. Okay. I'm going to take my scissors. I'm going to fold that so I can see where it's at. Just like that. I'll take my scissors and I'm cut diagonally. Just like that. And fold that down. I'm going to fold that down. All right. Then, if you want, I have a hole punch here, and I am going to center it and cut my little notch out. All right. And that little notch will go in the trash can because I'm not going to use that. And I will be gluing this pocket down. Okay. Making sure I got glue on there. It's kind of hard to see where the middle of that is, so I'm doing this. So I get it a little bit away from my score lines, the fold lines. And that way it closes a little easier. Make that. There we go. And with this piece here, oh man, that's not straight at all. I'm crooked when I cut that. Much better. All right. So I'm going to make a little tuck spot here. And to give it a little sense of specialty here, I'm going to end up corner rounding that piece. All right. And I'll put it right here like that. All right. I placed it a little bit away from that score line so that it has room to fold. Okay, so now I have there, there, there. All right, so we have this piece here left. So what I think I'm going to do with it is I'm going to put it on the back of this, like a little belly band. All right. So I'm going to put that here. Right there. All right, so there you have your folio. Now, if you wanted to add some papers in, all I did was I took my 8.5 by 11 papers and I folded them. Let's see if I have one. I folded an 8.5 by 11 in half like this. Okay. And in half like this. Okay, so you're going to cut here, and that is the 5.5 inch mark, okay? And then that gives you 2 signatures to put in there. Now you're going to have to cut off like a 1/2 inch or so on this side, but I think I did 2 or 3 sheets of paper, and I just tied then a small string or twine to hold that in. All right, so here's the paper. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I just did 2 sheets of paper, and that gave me my small little signature here that I tied around. And that way, if you have to refill or you want to add to it, you just untie and you slip it in. All right. So thanks for stopping in today and learning how to make this cute little 1-page wonder folio out of 12 by 12 papers. Hope you stop by again. Bye.